more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
New episode of the 3CENTS podcast.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. It's the 11th episode of our podcast, and we're here on a Sunday night. Just watched the divisional round of the football NFL playoffs.
Game of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh on our minds, so I think we're going to start off with that.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid, I'd say. We just saw one of the best football games ever between probably two of the best quarterbacks ever when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Chiefs versus Bills went to overtime. It was back and forth game. It was 42-36 final score.
Yeah, 42-36.
Yeah, I think 42-36. Yeah.
Absolutely insane. I think we all knew going into overtime,
whoever got it was going to win.
Yeah, and that's just what happened. The Chiefs drove right down the field and made it look easy, like they did all night.
Yeah,
go
ahead.
No,
I was just gonna point out that the guy who made the game-winning play was from Cincinnati University, so Ohio native. This is what we expect from people that are born or from Ohio.
Guy, like, some dude.
Yeah, some random guy.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, just
just some random guy,
some random Joe Schmo. Talking about Joe Schmo. Gabe Davis, absolute legend.
Actually insane.
Yeah, he ended with 4 receiving touchdowns and over 200 receiving yards on, I believe, 8 catches.
4th receiver on that roster. I went 0-4 in my playoff picks, by the way.
Attaboy.
I had Titans. I had all the home teams except I did pick the Bills. I thought Bills were going to win that game by 20. So
yeah,
you don't bet against Mahomes.
Yeah, unfortunately not. I was 1-for-1. Bengals won again. Love to see it. This is kind of what I expected going into this year. Joe Burrow at the helm. Just a guy who can change a team right around. We got some great weapons. Shane, who are weapons?
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. And
Joe Mixon.
Uzomah, Joe Mixon.
Yeah, absolute weapons right
Logan
there.
Wilson.
Yeah, Coach Dickert's finest linebacker. There he is.
Yeah.
Logan Wilson making a play, big-time play.
Yeah, that was awesome. Tips and overthrows. Yeah, that's one of Dickert's favorite things to say.
Yeah, but one of the best weekends for playoff football, I think.
Especially following the wild card weekend, which every game was a blowout.
And the Packers lost, which was just funny because it's just always nice to see them lose, honestly.
Yeah. I had the Packers, I think we talked about in the last episode. I had them going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think
a lot of people did.
Yeah.
You know what
I had the Bucks. I had Bucks Bills. Now that prediction's completely shredded.
Yeah.
But I think the Rams will go. I think they'll beat the Niners next week, and I really don't know about that Bengals KC game. I wouldn't be shocked either way.
You were 0-for-4 this week?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bet against my Bengals, please.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick Mahomes. I'll go KC Rams.
There we go.
And I think, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we'll wait for our score prediction for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm
You nailed last year.
Killed
dude,
it.
Yeah, and we were all like, dude, you're an idiot. Yeah, I'm going KC Rams as well. Cooper Kupp, Washington native, Eastern Washington alum, had a 70-yard touchdown early on in the game and then had 2 big receptions to, get him into field goal range to win it. I want him to win Super Bowl MVP. And I don't know. Like you said, you can't bet against Mahomes. But if Joe Burrow goes, I'd be just as happy.
Yeah, if it's Burrow against L.A., then if it's Burrow against either of those NFC teams, I think the NFC will win. But if it's, I think Mahomes is beaten. Yeah, I think Mahomes would beat either of those teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but good weekend for football. Good weekend.
And so right before we started the episode, Shane made a point. He's like, you guys are going to have to cut me off because if you don't, we can talk about this all night. So
yeah,
I think we're going to segue.
Yeah, the game literally ended, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So I could be here all night, so we got to keep it managed here.
Yeah. So we asked around for some suggestions, and my brother Ryan gave a suggestion. He said we should do some rankings.
Rankings of what?
Now we can choose anything.
Anything?
So
yeah. Oh, that's a good topic. Okay.
That is
Ryan said snacks. That's one of the things.
We'll do top 5 or top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3 honorable mention.
Yeah. Okay.
Top 5.
Okay. Top 5.
Okay.
Okay. So
top 4.
Do you want to do just
snacks,
fifth, fourth, kind of go down the line like that, or you want to do?
No, you do your top 5.
Do my top 5? Okay.
Yeah.
For snacks, Jesus.
Shoot. Okay.
Does
so mine's
count as snacks.
No, that's a breakfast food. It's a breakfast item. Snacks. Okay.
It's a
so
breakfast
I'd probably like to say my fifth all time. Or we can count like sweet treats as snacks too,
Yeah.
or we're talking more like
Yeah, like
just,
not like candy bar, but like
okay. Yeah, I would say my
what?
like pudding, I guess. I don't know. Is that
I
a
don't
snack?
Who eats pudding?
It's called Snack Pack.
Yeah.
Snack that smiles back. Goldfish, not on my top 5.
I don't eat snacks.
I would say number 5 is Nature Valley Bars, the granola ones you get,
Dude.
the mist crumbs everywhere bar. Yeah, literally. When you open those up and they explode, or if you forget, you put them in your backpack for 3 weeks, and the packaging eventually unrolls. And yeah. Anyway, that's number 5 for me. It's a great snack. I have it after workouts. It's a staple in my diet. Number 4, you got to go with Wheathens, man. Wheathens are bomb. And I know everyone's like, you really eat Wheathens? Like, yes, but I actually have a couple other ones that are pretty controversial. Number 3, Triscuits.
So real quick, with the Triscuits and the Wheat Thins, do you put like hummus on them?
Yeah, well, the Wheathens is with hummus, or I'll do like something else. I'll do like different topping on them, but usually with hummus. And then the Wheathens are just like the original kind. I'll have those, or I'll have like the cheddar cheese ones. There's a ton
The
of
Triscuits?
the Triscuits, yeah, the
Okay,
Triscuits.
yeah.
Ton of good Triscuits. I'll have that. Number 2, I got to go with Cheez-Its. Because
Yeah.
I mean any kind of cheese, except for like the pepper jack one, which is abysmal. I don't know why you'd ever get pepper in a cracker. You know what I mean? Just stupid. Anyway, number 1, the greatest snack of all time, which I guess is like a treat. It's the oatmeal cream pies. You can get.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, the
Oh, I
little
forgot
little
about
Debbie
those little
ones.
Hostess
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, I know where.
Oatmeal
I'm
cream
doing
pies,
that.
man. I used to get those when I was a kid. The greatest
Yeah.
snack ever. I mean, it's more of like a sweet treat. But
No, I mean that definitely counts. Yeah, those are fire.
the top 5. I'm gonna get flamed
You
for
go
my
ahead.
Triscuits comment.
Okay.
I'm still.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can do 5. Okay, number 5, I'll go with almonds. Like like the smokehouse almonds.
Yeah. I know what
Those
you're
are-
talking about.
those are really
the ones that
good.
come in, like the little. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I know, like
I have a big bag and I just keep it in my truck in case I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the smokehouse almonds are number 5 for me. Number 4, probably like from the weight room, like the snacks that we had,
Mm-hmm.
the little Stinger gummy chews. They're like fruit snacks. But
It's the same when they make the waffles, right?
Yes.
Same brand. Okay.
yeah, they're kind of like fruit snacks, but
Uh-huh.
they're so good. Number 3,
It's a hard thing because you gotta think about all the things you eat on like a daily basis, or like you eat on a weekly basis, like a snack.
I'll just go chips and guac.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like tortilla chips and
Would
guacamole.
you call it more of an appetizer?
I mean, appetizer, snack, same thing. I don't really snack.
That's.
that
I mean,
much.
you're snacking on chips and guac. That makes.
Yeah, so chips and guac for me, number 3 for sure. Number 2, I'll go Cheez-Its, but
The specific kind.
white cheddar.
See, I've always been like white cheddar for me is like
white
a
cheddar
mystery.
Cheez-Its
You know what I
are the
mean?
best.
Well,
I mean, they get on your fingers, and that really sucks.
well, I like the cheddar jack ones, and they're kind of like the same realm. You know what I mean? Like the overly
little-
like dusty ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't know. Like whenever I see the white cheddar ones, I just think like, you know what I mean? But they're good. Like every time I have them, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
It's just it's hard to get me through the door with those ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry. This is not my list.
Yeah, honestly, I had my number 1, and I forgot it.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I'm trying to remember it. It's my number 1, so I should probably remember.
Yeah, I mean, if you like it so much.
I don't know. Come back to me.
Let's see. I'd probably put beef jerky at 5. Probably put Tim's potato chips at 4.
Just classic or jalapeno?
Yeah, just classic.
Mm.
Number 3. I'd put barbecue Pringles.
Barbecue Pringles.
Yeah. 2, I'd put the colorful goldfish.
The snack that's
And at 1,
They
at
do
1 I'm
just taste
putting
better.
cosmic brownies.
That's literally when
Yeah.
that's what my number 1 was going to be too.
I'm surprised
That's
we
what
all
it
had
was.
this like
They're
as sweet as our
insane.
top one. Like,
They're insane.
because like you don't
Yeah.
necessarily eat those on a daily basis, but it's like when
I
you
don't
do.
remember last time I've eaten any of those.
But the
No.
thing is, like, just so good. I know what you're talking about. The ones with, like the little sprinkles that are like colorful on it, and they're
And they can like break your teeth. It feels like.
yeah, you bite right into
They're
one.
so good, dude.
They are very good. Yeah,
That's a solid list.
that has a solid one. I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I know I was blanking it because I remembered when you said like the
Oatmeal cream pies?
Yeah, because then I thought of the little Debbie stuff. I don't think I've ever eaten a Twinkie, by the way.
I've had once, and it wasn't a good experience. You know what I mean? It just wasn't good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't like what was going on.
I will say the craziest like thing I had was at the fair one time. I got a deep fried Snickers bar, and that was insane.
Yeah,
I feel like if I had another one, I probably would have got diabetes.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. Like, it was insane. I needed a glass of milk though.
At the fair one time, Del Mar, I got this like cheeseburger, but the outside was a glazed donut, and so I think it was like an expedited like carpool lane to diabetes. But like I had it. It was really 2 patties, like bacon. They put extra grease on it, and just like a glazed donut from Krispy Kreme was the bun.
Really?
It was insane. I mean, it was fantastic. My stomach hurt for about a week, but it was really good when I had it. It was, that's that fair food, man. They do some crazy concoctions over there. You ever do a fair?
Do you go to the fair a lot?
Or are you scared of the fair?
Yeah, no, I don't like the fair.
Really?
I haven't been there since probably since that time me and you went back in, I don't know, what were we in, like middle school?
Yeah, no, that
I used to go to the
was-
shindig with my buddy Jeff, because just to strictly watch the tweaker fights that would happen under the bridge. But we weren't going there to like be at a fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fairs just aren't really that cool to me. I think the Monroe one was cool because I would go and look at the pigs and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's not really my scene.
Fairs are very weird. You
Yeah,
get a
they are.
weird feeling when at a fair.
The carnies are annoying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't want to go on any of the rides because they're not like permanent staples in the ground. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's very hard to convince me that I'm going to go on a fair ride and be safe 100% of the time.
Oh yeah, no, there's so many like what's that one at Monroe that's really popular?
Ring of Fire.
Yeah, I stay off that. There's another one that's I don't go on a lot of those rides.
Yeah, I can't do it.
So I guess you're partially right. Scared of the fair. Scared of the
See,
rides.
I remember growing up, like, the fair was like, it signified the end of summer and school starting.
Yeah,
So it was the last time for you and all your friends, at least, so like, for me, growing up in Monroe, the fair was in my hometown. It meant 2 things. The fair, so you get to hang out with your friends, and 2, terrible traffic. Mm-hmm. So, it was a blessing and a curse, but I just remember growing up, it's like 2 weeks long, and like half the days you can get in with like 2 cans of food. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
free entry almost. I just remember going all the time, walking around with my buddies, messing around, and then you go like buy a soda and buy like a chicken strip basket. You know what I mean? And that's like what you were running off of the whole day.
Yeah, they were good times.
Yeah,
The
like
fair I guess the fair for me was different, where it was like, it was far away, but it wasn't as far as like going to Six Flags or Knott's Berry Farm. So like the fair for us was, hey, let's go ride rides. We're not driving 2.5 hours to Valencia. So it was always fun. It was a good time, but you'd always get there and be like, like the rides aren't as good, but it was still like a fun time. Like I never had like a bad time at the fair. And they also did they have like the animal stuff at your guys' fair too, where they had like the
Yeah.
like all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
that's what I was saying. I would go and see the pigs and the cows.
Yeah,
and
we
all
go
that.
see the cows and stuff like that.
the rabbits.
I had a tradition with my buddy, Jeff, same guy. We would go and they had those vending machines for chocolate milks, Dairy Gold chocolate milks.
Oh,
We'd
yeah,
get one
yeah.
of those, and yeah, it was just something we did.
Yeah.
So I guess I got some good memories, but I don't know. I'm just the rides that upset my stomach. They would upset his stomach too. So we do a lot of walking around.
Just
BSing.
messing
It was
around.
Fun, though.
See, like I always went on the rides. Like I went on all of them, and they never really messed with me. The only one that did mess with me was called the Gravitron,
and it's like the claw thing.
No, it's like you go into this like funnel, and basically it spins so
Yeah.
fast that you're like stuck on the wall.
Yeah, you're on the
And you-
wall.
Yeah, dude, I puked after going on that at the shindig.
Yeah, like I remember like a couple buddies like, oh, it's so much fun to come and do it. I was like, okay, because I was down for all of them. I do the Ring of Fire, which is just a big loop-de-loop back
don't
and
know
forth,
how
and then
the
it stops upside down for a while, and then you go like, I love that. But the Gravitron messed me up, dude. It messed me up. That's the only one I just was like, or like the big drops.
I love those drop towers and all that stuff. Those are fantastic.
I did like those, surprisingly.
Really?
Really?
I did. It seemed like something that I would hate. I actually didn't mind those.
I don't know
Because
why.
I knew that meant like
I'm coming back.
I'm
to
going back down.
It's one time.
Yeah.
See, I always did them, but they weren't my favorite. You know what I mean?
I have a funny story about that ride. I forgot who I was with at the Monroe Fair. It was like a couple buddies, and there was like some girls. I was probably middle school, and I just remember like some of the girls wanting to go on that. On the, what's it called? The
drop tower?
Drop tower, whatever that was called. I just remember like them trying. I wanted to seem like, oh yeah, I'll go on. Like, of course, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember the whole way up, I was just like, like just trying to play it off, dude. But then you And then I realize that once it drops, it's over. So then I start to like it.
Yeah, I'm a big adrenaline junkie. I go on all the rides, but like for me, I just never understood the appeal of a ride that just spins. Like who goes like who walks into an amusement park and like, oh, where are the teacups? That's where I want to go. Like who does that?
The
like,
Ring of Fire, I don't understand. Like you're doing that by choice, just spinning
Dude, that
around
one was
and
fun.
Around and around.
Oh, I
Like,
do.
What
have,
if you just fall out of that thing?
I do have a crazy story. So, I was at the fair, and I had to be in middle school. It was probably 8th grade, and I don't even know what the ride was called, but it's basically it flips you all the way around. It's like a roller coaster, but I don't know. It was a fun ride, but it was really high up. And I remember I was wearing shorts, just like basketball shorts. And I had an iPhone. It was like an iPhone 4 back in the day.
Yeah.
And it slipped out of my pocket, but I saw it. Like I tried to grab it, but it fell right before I could grab it. And I watched it, and it almost hit somebody in the head. Which, those iPhone 4s were like
Yeah, they were thick. They were
metal
thick guys.
phones.
Yeah.
And I watched it, dude. I watched it come this close to drilling somebody in the head. I saw it, hit the ground. And the whole time, the rest of the ride, I was like, this sucks. I just waited in line for an hour because it was one of the most popular rides.
Just
and then I was just like, oh my God, I almost just killed somebody. Like, it would have knocked him out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no, you can't.
And I got down there, and it was completely shattered. It was crazy, but...
Yeah, no, I remember we were in, so speaking about like high rides and whatnot, I just want a little side note. Vegas, right? All the hotels and whatnot. To the Stratosphere. How it has like the amusement park rides on top of the Stratosphere. I went on every single one of those. I've never been more terrified in my life than the one that's like the roller coaster that goes off the edge.
I haven't been on those. I've seen them, though.
Dude, I'm literally sitting there like you're somewhat, I don't even want to estimate, but you're at least 300 feet up in the air, like already. And you get strapped in this like little roller coaster looking ride just to see like a little piece of track. But it's not finished. It's just the end of a piece of track. And you're just in this car. And all you do is you go up real quick and it just drops you straight down the track and you stop right at the edge of it. You're basically like teetering off the building and you're looking straight down to the ground.
Jeez.
I'm sitting there like, why would I ever get on this ever again? Like
The
only
slingshot.
Oh, those rides too. But I'm like, who designed this? Like, yeah, this is fun.
And then you got tweakers running the show.
Yeah, like these are like 16-year-olds just go.
Yeah, and they'll try to broke shame you if you don't want to get on or play their game. It's like, dude, aren't you working here because you're like not? Yeah, that's what I mean, but
no, like because each ride was like $20 to go on. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pay $20 for the chance that the one time it doesn't work and it just careens off the edge.
Yeah, they'll sit there and harass you to come play a game. Be, oh, what? You don't got any money?
Oh, you're talking about
Like,
the
dude,
carnival
aren't you
games?
Fucking volunteer? Yeah.
No, those are terrible. You never play You never play those games.
I like the basketball ones, even though I knew they were rigged.
You can't make a basket on.
Dude,
those.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I made the basketball one.
Wow,
that was fun.
Got really, really.
I don't
lucky.
like crackheads telling me what to do.
No, I respect that. Have you guys been to any like fun water parks?
Yeah, I've actually been to a couple
Yeah.
ones. The one in Orlando, the new one they just made for Universal. It's called what is it called? Volcano Bay. Volcano. It literally it's this huge one that has like this giant volcano in the middle. It's like super nice. One of the nicer, like probably the nicest water park I've ever been to. And I remember they had this one slide called like the Krakatoa. It's basically like one of those capsule ones where you stand and the floor drops under you. And it's like basically like a 100-foot drop or like water slide down straight down to like the mountainside or like the volcano. That was fun. The only thing I don't like about water parks though is like 3 things. One, the constant like heat. Because you always go on a hot day, so it's like hot and your feet are like hot on the cement or whatever it has.
Yeah, that's true.
2 is the lack of any type of good food. Like there's no good food at a water park. Like I don't know what parks you guys been to, but I've never had a good meal at a water park.
But I don't like seeing like kids that are wet touch chicken strips. That weirds me out. I don't like looking at that, dude.
Their hands are all wrinkly.
Yeah, they're eating chicken strips and they're like,
Yeah, and the third is just people who shouldn't be wearing bathing suits wearing bathing suits.
that's fucked. That's effed up.
It's just the third
That's
thing.
just mean.
I'm just kidding. Well, because it was in Orlando, and so like a lot of like tourists and like other places going, and I'm like, I don't know if they realize like Speedos aren't in here. You know what I
Okay.
Oh,
mean?
you're talking speed. I thought you were talking like
No, I'm talking like just
a-hole.
like bathing suits that shouldn't be worn. Like you're not wearing, like no one's wearing Speedos
I thought you were
nowadays.
just saying if you're this way, you better throw on some jeans or something.
Oh no, I meant like this, like
I thought we were about to get attacked.
They were about to get canceled.
no, because I was just like I said, I was there in the summer, and there was like I've never seen so many Speedos in my entire life. it was just,
that's a European thing.
It was.
Let's keep it there.
Yeah, just keep it
Speedos,
there.
yeah.
That's
And
you
even
probably
if you
should have
aren't even if that's not what you're talking about, I'm glad that that's what you shifted to.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
You
that
just
was a
saved
good
us
save.
a canceling, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna. We're gonna move on from that. But I went to a really fun water park in Utah, and it was ranked like I don't know how they rank water parks, but they do, and it was ranked one of the top 10 in the country. And then I've been to it's called Schlitterbahn.
Oh, that one in Texas.
Yeah,
that
in
one's
New
sick.
Braunfels, Texas, and that one
What's going
that
on?
one that one's been
right?
open for a long time, so it's pretty old now. But that was a good time too.
Yeah, no, Schlitterbahn's sick. I heard that has the most water slides. It has that one aqua coaster thing.
I couldn't tell you.
They have one of those in Volcano Bay, and they said it's inspired by the one in Schlitterbahn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's what I went to as my senior year in high school, that Slide Waters in Chelan.
Dude, yeah, that's my favorite out of all of them.
It was so fun. I was just with Weta most of the time. We actually got talked to a couple times by the people because we were going down the slides together.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good time. My whole class was there just going nuts. It was fun. So yeah, I like water parks more than amusement parks for sure.
I like amusement parks more. I just don't like being wet the entire time.
Yeah, there's something about the
Chicken tenders,
the
with
chicken
the
tenders
kids'
and
hands.
and sharing water is weird.
Well, yeah, because you also got it's like a weird environment. If you're
Because at one instance, you're swimming in people's pee, which is sick. But then
Band-Aids,
some people argue
Band-Aids.
some people argue, oh, it's chlorine, it's cleaning right out. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just fun if you don't think about it, I guess.
yeah, because I mean, if you take out okay, if water parks weren't a thing, someone's like, all right, we're gonna build an amusement park, but everything is gonna be ran by water. Everyone's gonna be almost naked, sharing the same water, hanging out with their families all day. It's such a weird thing.
That is, dude.
You
That's
know?
actually crazy to think about, how stuff
It's
got
normal.
suggested, and there had to have been someone what?
Yeah, I mean it's genius. It worked obviously, but
Yeah, Slide Waters is cool though.
or Silverwood. Silverwood's half amusement park, half water park.
Yeah, I still
Oh
haven't
yeah, I
been
went
yet.
there 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, that Silverwood's pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
I almost died there, or no, that was it. Or yeah, that was Silverwood. I almost drowned at Silverwood.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I was 5.
Oh, they're gonna say a year ago.
So yeah, I'm almost down like a year ago.
No, I went down. I went to the top of this. That's one in Idaho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to the top to go down one of the slides. I remember looking at the lady and saying, I asked, because there's 5 options or something. I asked which one I should go down because I told her, I remember telling her I was 5, and she pointed at whatever once, and I went down, and I just couldn't swim. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there just, freaking
Not
out.
swimming.
And then the lifeguard got me. But I'm not even kidding. Right after I got scooped up, this whole, family of, hosses came down, and they probably would have killed me.
Jesus.
Yeah, if they didn't get me.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm lucky I haven't had that happen to me.
Yeah. I've been to the water park at Atlantis in the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that one is insane too.
Yeah, I probably would have let off with that one if I were you.
Oh, sorry.
That's pretty sweet.
The Volcano Bay one was the most recent one, so recency bias.
that
and
was
whatnot. That was literally just last June.
June.
Yeah, that was
May.
in June. No, but the one in Atlantis, I mean, if you're talking luxurious water park, that is the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's basically, you guys all know Atlantis is that huge hotel in the Bahamas, whatever. So the water park is literally in the middle of all these towers inside of it, and has 20 different slides. The one that goes to the shark pit, I went through that one.
How was that?
Well, kind of pointless because you're going so fast, you don't even notice you're going through a shark tank.
Oh, right.
Kind of thing. Because I mean, obviously it's enclosed. You're not just
Yeah.
sharks, but it was cooler because there's a tube ride you can go on that was slower, that you basically be just sitting in it, and the water current would push you ever so slightly through it. So it took you you're in the shark tank for 2 minutes.
Jeez.
They had the best raging
Tank.
what is it, the lazy river?
Yeah.
But they call it a raging river. So basically you're in these inner tubes and you have to have a life jacket on because there's these huge waves that go, and they these are some of the biggest waves I've ever seen. I don't know how they let kids in this thing. You could easily drown.
Jeez.
And it's not even one of those you can stand in. It's 7 feet deep, and it's just around the entire complex, and you're going in and out of caves, rocks and everything. There's these conveyor belts that take you up and down slides. It's insanity. I mean, but no, that was probably okay. I'd probably say that's the best water park I've been to now that I think about it.
That's pretty sweet. I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you go on a cruise, it's one of the excursions you can do. I think it was $100 for the day, and you're there for 6 hours. Which, I mean, seems pretty steep for a water park, but I mean, when you're getting that kind of experience, you can't really fault them for costing $100 because the people at the resort that stay still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just that cool. Anywho, yeah.
What other stuff did he tell us to rank?
He's rank anything.
Besides our snacks.
Let me see.
I got a few things coming in.
Said states. Rank states that you've been to.
States that I've been to.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm doing a top.
No, do top 5 because it's just I don't know. Shane, how many states have you been to?
2.
18, I think.
Oh, really?
Wait, you've been to 18? Oh, because you drove.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So.
Okay. I said 2.
I
Idaho and
just think
Washington.
something, like, just don't go anywhere.
Because of planes.
Well, you don't-
You go in
yeah.
planes
Oh,
to go.
yeah.
But that's why I was like, okay, so it's been 2.
Okay. So, top 5 states, and then for each state, kind of give a justification.
Okay, you want to kick this one off because I started the last one, or do you want me to start it again?
No, I got it.
Okay,
I'll
go
start.
for it. I believe in you.
Number 5. I'm probably gonna go with Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, Hawaii is pretty sweet. We all know why Hawaii. I
Mm-hmm.
went there for the Pro Bowl once, which that was pretty cool. Went there just for a week during Thanksgiving, and that was pretty sweet. I don't know. It's hard to argue with that, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue saying, Hawaii's
Yeah.
not a top 5 state in the U.S., you know what I mean?
Number 4. And this is solely based on my experience. I would say Montana, because when I was like 8 years old, we went on a road trip to Montana, and we were panning for gold, and we found garnets and all these different kind of gems, and it was pretty sweet. It was just a road trip. It was just a good time. We actually went to Mount Rushmore and stuff and drove back, but Montana was kind of like the highlight of it.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm gonna have to go with Arizona. Arizona's pretty sweet. I've been a couple times. We were there for the bowl game,
Yeah.
and then I went to stay with Mackenzie for a little bit. And Scottsdale is just a beautiful area.
Yeah.
The weather was like 90 degrees out, so it wasn't too hot in Arizona. It was just beautiful. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Georgia. Georgia is tough to beat. So beautiful there. The weather is great, especially when I went. I don't know. I just felt different. You know what I mean? Like, my mom's from Georgia, and I don't know. It just was a really home feel. Number 1, I'm gonna say Texas, just because I don't know. I love Texas. I was born there. Got a lot of family there. The one knock that Texas has is the humility. It's so
humble out there.
Yeah, no, the
Humility's
humidity.
insane.
It was so hot. We went in July, so that's like the peak of
Yeah.
it. But I don't know. Texas is pretty sweet.
Surprised Washington doesn't make your top 5.
Well,
Have you seen the majority of people? I don't even think
No.
that should make people's top 49.
It's funny because so many people have it in their top 3.
it is beautiful. Washington is beautiful, and
I think it's
we
different
take
when
it for
you- when
granted.
you live there.
Yeah,
That's kind of with me with California. You'll
like-
be surprised when you see my list.
Like, outside our window growing up, we could see the mountains with
Yeah.
snow on them.
But if it's getting to a point, though, where all the mountains and shit, it ain't worth... People can't, mind their own business here. They always got to just say stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
why- yeah,
you're up,
okay.
Shane.
5, I'd probably say... Hold on, let me make sure that... Probably put Missouri at 5. I
Left
just remember
field.
going...
I was saying that is at a left field.
Yeah, I just remember going there on the way to Georgia, and they had some cool monuments. I kept a journal of that trip in 8th grade.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and that was one of the standout places. Let's see. I know the last 4 I'm gonna put. I just need to figure out which order. I would put. I'd put Tennessee at 4. Kind of the same thing. Driving there just felt nice. I like their fan base for sports there too. The Titans fan base is incredible. And just driving through there just felt really cool. I'll have to check the journal. There's monument stuff that just stood out. I mean, I wasn't there for crazy long. I haven't spent a lot of time in other states outside of this, and unfortunately Oregon. And then at number 3, I'd probably put Georgia.
Yeah.
My mom and basically my whole family grew up there. I went there once. I almost got jumped in Georgia,
Nice.
so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
That's,
cool.
that's why it made the list.
Number
I
3 for
didn't
that. There's
do
some
anything.
swell fellas.
Yeah, I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, like that place is cool. Like Ricky said, it feels homely. I was there for like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was awesome. God, this is where it gets interesting. I would probably put Texas at 2. It's like, people mind their own business, generally speaking. The one thing holding it back is the Cowboys fan base.
Yes.
Like, no, that's not actually why. But yeah, I was there for like a week. Everybody was cool. Nobody, like, they mind their... I think a lot of them are a little weirdly opinionated on some things that I don't care about that much. But they're not, like, annoying about it. You know what I mean? And then one is Idaho, just because people shut up there. They don't talk to me. They go in and out of stores, mind their own business. They let me do my thing. They do theirs. Yeah, and they leave me alone.
Yeah, this turned into a rank the people of each state for Shane.
I mean, that has a lot to do with it, right?
I'm not going to live somewhere where I cannot stand the majority of the people.
Yeah, so Dallas is out of the question.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so my top 5, I would say 5 for me is California. You know, I basically was raised there.
You were raised there.
I was basically, yeah, no, I was raised there. You know, however you want to look at it. But, I mean, California has basically everything. You can't refute that. The only thing I think that's holding it back right now is just the price of everything. Like, to live there in California, you're basically going to be paying, you know, an exuberant amount of money just for, like, the basic means, whereas any other state, not any other, but a majority of other ones, you're going to get a pretty good, you know, bang for your buck. And then also,
I like Texas, because it's also cheap. I forgot to add that.
And it's just very overpopulated in some areas, and it's becoming more of a kind of like just a namesake destination. Like, oh, I'm from California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what's number 5 on my list. Number 4 is Washington, just because, like I said, I live here now, and I think it's better than California. It just is. I mean, you guys live here, so obviously you're biased on that. But, I mean, for me, it's like I love the air here, just one thing. Like, even going back home, like, breathing here is way easier.
Not to say I have
trouble breathing, but, you know, you can just tell it's crisper. All the trees, it's greener. It just feels better for me. And the people out here are better.
I have Washington at 49 and California at 50. I also think Washington is California.
It's so good. 3, I have Georgia because, like I said, a lot of my family's from there. Dad's from there. Nan and Pop's from there. So, I mean, I love Georgia. I think that my family who's from there are some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Morehouse man, yep. Most of my family, exactly. Call back Rick. It's my Morehouse jacket I have. But yeah, I mean, you know, from Atlanta to, you know, Augusta, all those places, the varsity, you know, right next to Georgia Tech. You know, just a lot of good memories there when I was, you know, younger and being able to see family. Wish I could go back sometime soon. Number 2 for me is going to be Florida, which is, you know, out of right field, I guess. I don't know, because, like, a lot of my family, like, vacations are to Florida, so I found, like, a love for it, and, like, obviously more towards, like, Orlando and Disney World. I mean, that's, like, my family vacation, like, staple. I've always just enjoyed Florida. The only thing that's holding it back, like you said about Texas, the humidity. I mean, it's always sticky, and it rains out of nowhere. But, I mean, besides that, I've never had, like, a bad experience in Florida, and plus, like, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so all the amusement parks there have been, you know, some of my favorites growing up. And then number 1... I think the biggest sleeper is Ohio. And here's the thing about Ohio. I was born there. I go back every year for the most part. And, I mean, just like you said about homey feel, like there's no place I've been to that doesn't feel nearly as home as Ohio. Like, Ohio, when I get off the plane in Ohio, I immediately feel like I'm a kid again. Like, I'm back with, like, family, Christmas mornings, just, like, snow. Like, the first time ever seeing snow was in Ohio. Just like all my family basically on my mom's side's from there, and it's just like every time I go to Ohio it's like a blast. And I know it's not the most flashy state. I mean, our capital's named after a really bad guy, Christopher Columbus, but besides that, I mean, I just love Ohio and the Reds, you know, favorite team, Ohio State Buckeyes and all them. Cincinnati Bengals gonna win the Super Bowl.
What the hell did Columbus do?
Sailed the ocean blue in 1962. Wait, I messed that up. I said sailed the ocean blue in 1962.
Yeah, that's
no, it's 1652, or was it
1492?
Yeah, that's what
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah,
he's not a great guy.
Not a great guy.
I just assume, like, when I hear someone's a bad guy from a long time ago that he got, like, canceled or whatever,
He
like,
basically-
3 years ago, so then I just
He
tune it
basically
out.
canceled a lot of people that were already living
But
there.
he literally like committed genocide across like countries. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah, Well, yeah, that's a good way to end the
yeah,
segment.
yeah, but Ohio, man, if you haven't visited, go for it. You know,
Skyline Chili.
Skyline
top-
Chili, the greatest food of all time.
My top 5 worst states from 50 going up are California, and then I'll put Oregon at 49. I'll put Washington at 48, and then Oregon at 47
again.
Oregon's
Wait,
twice.
did I put Oregon already?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant Florida.
Oh,
Above, and then Michigan is above. God, Michigan.
what's wrong with Michigan?
Michigan. I mean,
Okay.
I don't like Michigan just because I'm an Ohio State fan at heart.
I don't know anything
Dude,
about
they
Michigan
just
except
always-
for they have
The
really
Motor
good
City.
fishing.
Yeah.
Their fishing is insane
They
though.
also have $1 homes.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
We should buy it. I'm not even gonna get.
Yeah, every single
Urban
house
City Planner.
there should be $1. Yeah, and then you can go and drink tap water in there and live a really good life.
Yeah.
That place sucks. What else are we gonna rank?
No, so I got another suggestion.
Okay.
I think it's a good one. It's a pretty
I got some coming in too. It's gonna be
juicy
good.
topic. What about college party culture and drinking, just in general? You know,
Yeah.
what have our experiences been like? What are stereotypes you had going into it? What are stereotypes you have now? You know what I mean? Like the whole 9 yards.
Well, let's just get this off the plate early on. If you've ever seen Blue Mountain State, it's not like that. Not even close. That was my expectation going. Shout out to Joey Hurst for showing me the show, one of my childhood friends. You know, I was like in middle school when I watched that show. I'm like, damn, college is going to be insane. I'm not ready for this. It's nothing like that. Not even close. I think just like the weird thing is, like, I feel like party culture engulfs a lot of people who are not as independent as they once believed they were. Like, for example, like me and you, Ricky, Shane, obviously, like, we don't find a need to go out, like, every single weekend. And I'm not going to say it makes us, like, you know, like recluse spiders by any means. Like, we're social people.
I've never heard recluse.
You ever heard that? Okay, anyway, like,
Yeah,
we're not introverted people.
I mean,
It's
I
just, like,
might be.
Well, okay, you got like,
I
we
think I'm
can
starting to be.
we can get into a social setting and be fine. But I don't know. I just feel like it's very much like an extension of high school at some point. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're saying, and I could go on about this for a long time because I've
We'll
seen.
go for it. I mean, we have a segment about it. Let's do
were
it.
you about done? You think?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
like,
okay, I was
I
making sure I didn't.
No, I was
cut
just
you
trying
off.
to segue to one of you guys. You guys can agree or
Yeah.
disagree.
So I obviously started at Western, and dude, it was like balls to the walls every weekend. It was, you know, classes are easier. It's all new. You meet new people.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing for people that are on the fence about experiencing. I think it is an important thing for them to experience, but you just gotta. I mean, you gotta remember you're one drink away from throwing all that shit away at the same point. That's kind of, and that's obviously extreme. You know, there's probably only
Yeah.
a few people that could say that, but
No,
I mean, you gotta be, you know, you gotta be smart about it. You gotta make sure you're putting education first. As crazy, as corny as that sounds, it's true. Because I've seen a lot of people go there that look like and act like some of the most intelligent people ever. They get sucked in, and you don't even really know who they are by the time they come out. And I mean, yeah, it was basically balls to the walls the first 2 years. I go here. I kind of had a plan to maybe ease up a little bit. It was just as bad, if not worse, my first year here. And then it was really last year that, you know, I took a step back and I had fun on occasions, like doing all that. And then I'm at a point this year where I'm just grown out of it. I'm burnt out. Like I'm just burnt out of it.
Yeah, I've never even like gotten to the point where I was really in it. It was just more or less like it was just never my scene. I never felt like it's not to any of their faults. Like I've met some really good people in that kind of like in that setting.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just, I think there's some of my good friends now I'd consider I've met in those kind of settings. But for me, it's just very fake, and not in like in a sense where it's like, oh, these people are just trying to get something out of you or just trying to like be your friend. I just think that all the conversations are very dry. There's no, it's all surface level stuff.
yeah.
Nobody's sober.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like it's not like
You're not gonna make a real connection with somebody in that kind of setting.
It's hard to, and obviously I have a different experience than the majority of people at this school. I mean,
Yeah.
we're a pretty prominent party school, and I don't drink, and I don't go out very often. You know what I mean? So I have a unique perspective. But
Yeah.
like you said, some people change a lot from high school or even from year to year. And the biggest thing I would say is I noticed that everyone's freshman year was crazy.
Yeah.
Like freshman year,
dude.
you come to college and they lose it. Like a lot of people lose their way. A lot of people drop out. A lot of people get in trouble. A lot of people get hurt. You know what I mean? A lot of crazy stuff happens freshman year.
Yeah.
And it kind of weeds out who's responsible, who's independent. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone finds their way at different times.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a lot of people that aren't in school anymore, and school's not the only answer. You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
a lot of my friends are really successful with not a single day in college
I'm
classes.
starting to think college isn't the right.
Well, no, I mean, and for a lot of people, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, but the difference is, you know what you want to do,
Yeah.
and you need a degree for the most part to do it. You know what I mean? Some people, they don't know what they want to do, so why are you going to go spend $30,000 a year for something you don't even know if you're going to do or want to do? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but back to the partying thing. You said it's not as a real connection, and it's like it can't be as real. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just because the setting.
You can go to a party here without even going to it, or anywhere if you really think about it. You can imagine in your head what the party is going to be like, and you pretty much went.
Well, that's what I do
Yeah.
for a few minutes
There'll be dudes-
before I'm deciding to
Yeah.
go, and I'm like, oh, that's what's gonna be. Yeah, I'm not gonna
There'll
go.
be people
Yeah.
dancing on tables. The dudes will be like, yo, bro, what's your name?
Yeah.
And they'll dap you up because they're against handshakes on first meet, which I've always thought is odd. They'll play that one song by the Killers that used to be good, now it's horrible.
Yeah, it's just kind of like,
It's
I mean,
just like so repetitive. It's like, dude, do something unique, or I'd rather them do something like dangerous at this point. You know what I mean? Like, do something cool. Like, I'm getting tired of the same rotation. Like, I used to go to like some frat parties like my first year here,
yeah.
and there was certain houses that did stuff like that. They didn't have Greek Row. Maybe they do now. I'm not sure, but they didn't at the time at Western. And yeah, it's a bunch of the same stuff. Like, you can really go to any social gathering in your head if you think about it.
Well, and
You know?
I would say the big thing is you meet people and you have them on social media, and then you see the kind of things they post, and okay, well, it's Friday night again, it's Thursday night, okay, it's Wednesday night, and they're
Yeah.
posting the same things every week. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not knocking anybody because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
I just have a different idea of what I want to spend my time doing.
At some point, I'm just like I look at, and this is gonna offend people probably. I don't like. That's up to you if you're offended. Like, not like I care, but like, there's people like, if you, and this sounds, how do I word this without sounding effed up? So there's people that are like, God, no.
I think Brennan and I are terrified right now.
I mean, I can just go ahead and just
Well,
speak
no,
on
it's
my
not
thought.
like, it's not like gruesome or insane. It's
I sure hope not.
well, you never know. I'm just trying to think. Like, there's people that are still into this lifestyle. I think people that went to college have an excuse for like this kind of lifestyle for 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like, especially people in Pullman, it's like, okay, you're in like a field, you're stressed out 5-6 days of the week. Like, give yourself a day, whatever. But like, dude, people that just didn't go and they have this like weird party like lifestyle, and dude, some of them are like 28.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, like, when does that like
Yeah,
stop?
I mean,
I
don't know.
just think from like,
And I mean, everybody's different. Maybe that's fun to them for some weird reason.
And
but-
exactly, and I think all of us agree with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but everyone has
Yeah, I'm
those
just
things.
picturing people being like, "Oh, what you're saying? I have to go
Well-
to college to drink," which no, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
If you're that mad about it,
then yeah, it's probably on you.
You probably got some issue you need to go check out or something.
But yeah, everyone has their things. If partying's your thing,
Yeah.
you know what? So be it. A lot of people would probably say your football watching schedule is absolutely insane.
absurd.
I was gonna say
insane
insert.
It's
Make a new
insane and
word.
absurd.
So
Oh, it
insert.
is.
You know what I mean?
It is, but at least I'm not like. You know what's funny though is if I drove right after a Hawks loss, I'm probably just as dangerous as someone that just chugged like a 24 case. I'm serious, but no, but I know better not to do that. You know what I mean? Like alcohol, people just get. That's another thing. Like people get in cars.
Well, and this is a funny kind of segue. I picked someone up on Greek Road the other day, and it was probably midnight.
Yeah.
And obviously, I was picking them up because they were intoxicated. Well, I'm heading back, and I get pulled over.
Gosh, that's like you always like for doing the right thing, you're getting pulled over.
Yeah, so I get pulled over. I pull into the Starbucks parking lot. Cop pulls up. He's like, "So how much have you drank tonight?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm like, I'm driving them, because they drank."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I can smell the alcohol." I'm like, "Yeah, they're very drunk right now." And he's like, "Well, you were speeding and you didn't stop." I was like, "I wasn't speeding." And I'm usually really respectful, but I just knew that it was the middle of the night on a college campus. He's trying to get somebody.
I know the cop that pulled him over, dude. I'll tell my story after his.
So I was just like, I wasn't being rude necessarily. I was just kind of being like, I know I wasn't speeding. And he's like, "Well, you were." And I was like, okay. He gets my ID and insurance and registration, walks to his car, comes back, and he's like, "I'm just going to need you to step out of the car." And this is the first time this has ever happened to me. And I'm like, I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, I didn't do anything. So I step out of the car, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to need you to be really honest with me." And I was like, "Sir, just let me interject real quick." I was like, "Sir, I've never drank before." And dude, the face he made was utter shock. I mean, how many times do you think a cop in Pullman has ever heard, "I've never drank before"? You know what I mean? And being dead serious. And he just looked at me, he's like, "Oh, never." I was like, "No." He's like, okay. He's like, "Well, I'm going to need you to slow down." He's like, "You can go back in your car. I can tell you weren't drinking. I don't smell it on you." And then you let me go. No speeding ticket, I guess, even though I was driving recklessly. But, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, I was door dashing the other night, and like I said, it's what I do, and I do it on, like, the Fridays, Saturdays, because everyone's trying to get food.
You're taking work away from him.
Well, yeah, that's probably what I'm doing. But I'm sitting there, I'm going through Greek Road, and I just see cops and just everywhere, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I'm not going to get pulled over right now. Like, I'm going to go home. Because it's like, they're just looking for any excuse to pull someone over, like, on a Friday, Saturday night. And it kind of sucks for people like us, Rick. They're, like, just trying to, either, like, you're picking somebody up, or I'm just trying to make an honest living, doing DoorDash.
living.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. Going back to, like, the stereotype, though, it's the one thing I will say about college and just, like, the party culture is that it can just be very dangerous for some people. I think the big thing is just to kind of stay safe and all that. Like, especially girls going in, like, freshman year. So, like, that. Not to say, like, everyone in there is a bad person, but just, like, know who you're around. You know what I mean?
And you don't know who you're around.
And
is
you
the
don't.
thing.
And that's good that you highlighted for, like, women on campus to be safe, too. And that sucks that we have to give that warning, but unfortunately there are a lot of effed up dudes.
Yeah, I would just say
I've seen it.
And not to, like, shout out,
weirdos.
like, not to say, like, but, like, have a friend like Ricky or someone, like, you know what I mean? Have someone that you can trust in that situation to come pick you up, and, because it could be it can be a very dangerous situation if you're, under the influence. And I mean, that's just kind of the lay of the times nowadays. And it's something that you got, like you said, I don't want to have to highlight that, but it's something that needs to be addressed more often than not.
Experience it your first year, but just don't carry it outside of college. Like, nobody wants to go to your...
I wish high school home teams never lost.
Yeah, like, it's so, like, it kind of has that, like, high school never ends feel to it. Like, nobody wants to go to your house party. Like, you're like 25, like...
I should start showing people my high school huddle highlights.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, yeah.
It's like a lifestyle to some people. It's just... maybe I'm just being judgmental. I'm sure I am. Don't care. But, like, people, like...
It's our 3 cents.
Like, I see people that are, like, in their mid-20s and they're still posting stuff on their story, like, "Oh, dude."
Or, like, just
like,
vaping videos.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those. They'll be, like, holding their bottles because it's just so,
I see nothing wrong with going to a bar to watch a game with some guys, like, on a weekend. You know what I mean? But
but the second you got to start taking videos and be annoying, it's like, dude, we get it. Like, you're capable of going into a bar and ordering a drink. Like, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, but I was going to tell this insane story how I got pulled over with Evo one time in Pullman. We were picking Ricky up because he got done with the game, and on the way back, so I was, like, doing something. I was making her laugh, making her, like, hysterically laughing, so I was swerving a little bit. Not enough for people to think I'm drunk, but so this cop just lights me up, pulls me over him, like, by the Dairy Queen, and he walks up just so smug. And I like, show respect, but also 100%. I'm not going to just respect somebody that's an a-hole right away. So he came up and he said, "How much have you had to drink?" Like, all smug. And I was like, you know what? I'm not in the fucking mood. So I was like, nothing. Actually, I haven't drank in months. And then he's like, oh, yeah. And then he's like, it sure smells like alcohol in here. And then I was like,
no one in the car.
and I was like, hold on a second. No, it doesn't, because neither of us have drank. We just dropped somebody off who's never drank in his
and my
life.
parents. And my
Oh, yeah, your parents were in the
my
car
parents
too.
were in the car and they don't drink either.
Yeah, and I was like, you literally just said. I told him, I was like, you said that because like you have to. Like, so let's move on. And then he was saying how he's had to do these tests, and I was like, dude, I'll take a breathalyzer right now. And I said, just to make you look stupid. Dude, Eva's sitting there like, oh my god, like why does this always have to happen? And then he has to call backup because he's too scared to professor, or what the hell's his name, officer, to fight his own battles. So then he has to bring in this officer who's, oh, I heard that you're willing to take. She listed off like the backwards alphabet, all this stuff, and I was like, no, I said I will take the breathalyzer to make you two look foolish. She's like, all right, get out of the car. So then she's like, have you ever done this? No. So you have to, it's a lot more strict than you think it is. Like, you have to breathe in a certain way.
Timing, yeah.
Then you gotta like blow out, and she's like, all zeros. The guy was like, because he probably would have bet money I was drunk, because I was being aggressive. I was swerving. And it was a Saturday night after a football game. And apparently it smelled like alcohol. Maybe he smelled the Little Trees air fresheners. I don't know.
Yeah, because you do have like 50 of them.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, oh my God. And then I'm on the way back to the car, and he's like, well, I'm going to give you a warning for speeding, though. I was like, why wasn't that an issue 5 minutes ago? And like, it was just so abuse of power, you know?
Yeah, because you were with me when I got pulled over door dashing.
I was with you.
You were with me a different time.
And the guy's like, you were swerving. And you're like, no, I wasn't.
So you crossed the midline. I was like,
dude, if
okay.
they would have come up and asked me, hey, have you been drinking? I would understand. Oh, I swerved twice. I'm, maybe it's Saturday, whatever. But don't come up to me smug and just tell me I did something I didn't do. That's when all bets are off. You're a person. You're not a cop. You're just some dude that's wrong about everything that he stated thus far. And so, yeah, I let him have it. Eva was, of course, just like, God, like, please don't ever do that again.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's oftentimes than not, I will say they probably do pull over people who have been drinking.
Yeah.
But it's like, for the off chance it's one of us, it's just the most inconvenient thing, because you basically have to just take it at first and explain, like, no, like, you're wrong, like, I was not at all, like, not even close, you're off by like a million like degrees. Especially like yours, Rick, was insane, because the guy was like pressing. He was like, no, you were off the midline, like, you've had to have had alcohol. As you have like the DoorDash screen up.
DoorDash app with food covered in a sticker that says DoorDash. And I showed him, I said, dude, I'm trying to make some money, I'm about to be late, I'm gonna lose my 5-star reputation on DoorDash. And he was like, he grabbed my license, looked at it, handed it back to me and said, you're good. Didn't even run it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude.
Yeah, and then the cop
I was like, at least run it, make it look real. Come on, man.
Swearing on the car, the cop said, have you taken any meth? Like, are you on meth? And I looked at him, I said, no. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, oh, that was that easy, huh? Like, you're having doubts about that, and that was that easy. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Ricky's a lot better in those situations than I am.
Oh, I'm extremely patient in those situations, because I know, like,
Ricky's just dude.
Ricky, well, he knows
exactly. Killed in the head on the way back from Spokane the other day, and he was like, he just went over. He was like, God, that guy's so stupid. And I would have been like,
that was the thing with Ricky's story when we almost got hit with a super, like, literally, like, just pure death moment. Ricky just like, stupid Subaru, just like,
doesn't care, dude. Like, people just can't throw him off his game. If I get talked to like that, I don't care who. Like, dude, the president could have been talking to me like that, and all bets are off. I don't care.
Joe Biden.
He would have been like drunk at you driving, and
Dude, well, one time I was driving back from Spokane, and I got pulled over, and I was definitely speeding, like 100%. But I was like, I'm not paying a ticket. I just lost money at the casino. I can't, I'm not trying to lose here too, right?
I'm trying to lose.
So he pulls me over, and he goes, because we're on the highway, so he goes to like the passenger side because it was safer. Wrote on the window, and he's like, do you know what you did? I was like, no, sir. Like, I don't know. Like, what happened? And he was like, you're speeding. I was like, what? Are you sure? I was like, I had cruise control set. And he's like, yeah. He's like, what did you have it set to? I was like, 65, and it was a 60. And he's like, oh, I had you going like 72. And I was like, oh, well, I just got these new tires put on, and they're bigger. And he's like, oh, yeah, that changes the speedometer. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm glad. Yeah, I was like, I got him put on 2,000 miles ago. He's like, okay, well, I'll give you a warning this time. He's like, that changed your speedometer, so it's gonna say you're going slower than you're actually going. I was like, are you serious? And so I got out of that one, which is pretty nice.
That just sounds like a cool, understanding human being.
Yeah, no, he was like, I don't think he wanted to give me a ticket in the first place. Like, there was no one on the road.
I think a speeding is a very. I think it's the initial interaction that's going to tell you if you're going to take it or not.
Oh, yeah.
It's that initial, like, if you're very, like, not overly compliant, but if you're compliant and you have a reason, like, an excuse.
It's got to be respectful, I think, more than anything. You know, understand they have the position of power, and that's hard for a lot of people to accept.
Yeah, it's hard for me to accept.
And like, it's weird to have another person be able to control so much. And it's like, it is uncomfortable, but in my experience, I've realized just the more respectful you are, the better chances you have.
And for the record, that's not how I would approach every situation. That's the only time I have ever approached a situation like that.
You've never gotten a ticket before.
I've gotten one.
You've gotten one.
I've gotten pulled over 17 times. I've won ticket.
You've gotten pulled over 17.
I've been pulled over 3 times, I think. No, twice. No, 3 times, and each time I've never gotten a ticket. Like, not even got close. I don't think they've ran my license.
I've gotten pulled over for stupid stuff. One time, CJ threw a banana peel out of my back window. I got pulled over.
Mario Kart.
I remember.
I've gotten pulled over for speeding a couple times. Like, just like I had a taillight out. I've been nothing like crazy.
One time you didn't have your license plate on yet.
Oh yeah, I got pulled over in Pullman, and then I hit a curb when I went to pull over.
Well, okay,
she shines the light, and I'm like, God, dude, like,
it's funny when they pulled me over the other day when I was DD. I pulled into that Starbucks parking lot, and if any of you guys in Pullman know, it's a weird parking lot, and I hit a curb pulling in, and there was 2 cop cars, so they're like, this dude's definitely drunk.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I've been pulled over for the dumbest things. I got pulled over once for going down a one-way, which, to be fair, it was my first time driving in Pullman, and I had no idea it was a one-way.
You did not survive in Seattle.
Yeah, and then the second time was I was going 32 and a 25, and I'm like, okay, like, you're really pushing it here. And the last time was my taillight was out, and she was like, yeah, sir, I might have to give you a ticket for your taillight. I'm like, I've literally just got back in this car after being gone for 2 weeks. How am I supposed to know my taillight's out? Like, this is my first time driving in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know you're going to get a ticket if, 1, it's a dude with a military cut. 2, it's
in sunglasses.
Yeah, 2, if the dude's wearing shades. And 3, if it's a blonde girl that has lips like this. You're getting a ticket each time, dude. Yeah. I got a good suggestion. Talk about addiction to electronics.
That's a good one.
I mean, I showed my time on phone. It was like 8 hours.
Yeah, let's share. Let's pull up our screen times.
I don't know if I want to
settings, and then it should be one of the first things.
I feel like we've done this before.
I don't think so.
Deja vu.
Maybe I
guess. Let me see. I'll tell you what mine is.
Settings.
Screen time.
Screen time. Daily average 5 hours.
My daily average is 4 hours 13 minutes. Huh. What's yours at, Brennan?
Next question.
What's your daily average?
I don't want to talk about it.
It just says 1 hour and 48 minutes.
No, it's 11 hours.
Oh,
12 hours?
I know what it is. It's because I go to sleep with my with Netflix running or like Hulu running. So like 4 hours of it, no matter what, is going to be that before my phone dies.
Oh wait, let me see your app. I'm
Mine's
serious.
Probably like 1 hour.
Because look, like Hulu looks 7 hours.
Oh, okay. So if you took yours is really 5 hours.
If you took out Hulu, I mean, I'm watching. I would say take out 5 hours of the Hulu. I'm probably at about 7 hours.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, but like I said, I told you, like a lot of it is just my background app while I'm sleeping. I'll fall asleep with Hulu playing. But no, it's still more than I want. But you gotta realize, like, a lot of that too is like, in my position, like I'm constantly getting messages, change of schedule. Like I have to have my phone on me basically at all times, just in case anything happens. But
addiction to that and social media is real, though. I've thought about I need to start getting off some of these apps. Like I deleted Facebook last year.
Facebook's
I think
like
it's
the last
time
one
for
because like how I talk to my family. You know what I mean? I would say like the biggest one I would delete is like Instagram or like Twitter.
Yeah,
like,
Instagram's the next one. I can't.
TikTok I need to delete, but it's so hard because it's so addictive.
Yeah, I don't have that. I need to delete Instagram. Twitter's just so funny, and I guess Snapchat in ways has become like
it's a social
media
like
platform. Texting based. Like I have like group chats with Ricky and stuff.
Yeah,
that I guess we could make on text apps, but
yeah, the majority of my 4 hours of screen time is on Snapchat. That was like 2 hours of it, and part of that average is also.
Wait, how do you look at what
So you click see all activity after that.
Yeah, because mine isn't
Yeah.
that bad. It's like, yeah, my first used after picking up is Snapchat messages, and then my Microsoft Teams was my group chat for like for stuff. But yeah, it's never really. It's Hulu's my top one, second one being TikTok, and then the next three are being like Snapchat messages and like Safari. Like
Scroll down. What's
NFL
your
Network, Snapchat, and Google?
What's your pickups? That's how often you pick up your phone a day, which is such.
171.
Mine's 274.
Except I feel like yours is more responding to people, so it's gonna be a lot of up down, whereas mine's
yours
like
not have
long,
that?
elongated. You know what I mean?
Did you press see all activity
Oh, no.
and then scroll down?
Oh, 216.
Yeah.
So I have
Pick up my phone on average 216 times a day. Yeah, that's an issue.
mine's 200. So I have the least amount of screen time, but the most pickups. But also, like, I don't know, I'm weird about in my pocket. I check the time so much.
See,
I
that's why
I don't check for messages. I check the time, and I don't know why.
Well, that's why I have a watch. Like when I actually use my watch to check time, it's just that. Like a lot of times when I pick it up, I just keep it on, like because I'll be watching something or I'll like just be scrolling. A lot of time I'll just have my phone like away from me. I'll have it like in my hand doing something, which is why I probably drop it so much, to be honest. But
My screen time will go down so much more after football season.
yeah,
Not me watching stuff on the app. Like a lot of it, like I'll watch whole games on the phone sometimes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
And then I got one for someone said talk about a get to know you section where you can talk about all your post education aspirations.
Ooh.
And then he said talk about movies, but I've never seen a James Bond or any superhero movie, so I wouldn't really be interesting in that.
Yeah, I think I've seen one.
Topic.
I saw the one James Bond movie I remember seeing was I looked up the Casino Royale one.
I mean, I
It
can
has a lot
say
of
I'm
poker.
tired
So I wanted
of
to do a Morocco
seeing
so
and
bad.
hearing about the new Spider-Man movie.
I liked it. It was good.
Is it?
I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie.
I don't know. It's been over an hour. We can
I'll probably say this one next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is going to be a long one. We could probably kick off to
with
that one.
the getting like the post education aspirations.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is a good one, but that'll take a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, all right, it's getting late. We got
Time
class
flies,
tomorrow.
man.
Time
I don't
flies
have
when you're
class
having
tomorrow,
fun.
but, yeah, you
Yeah,
guys-
you're in master's classes.
Can I do the
Yeah.
sign off this time?
Yeah, you got
Go
it.
for it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to episode 11 of the 3 Cents podcast. Thanks for all you guys' support, sending these questions. We love doing it, and we're excited to kind of keep it wrapping up this year. So it should be a good year.
See you.
Later.